What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, we all seen these police stings for child predators out here. You know, hell, Chris Hansen made a show about it, a popular show about it, to catch a predator years back, and he still does it, you know, on his YouTube channel. And there's no limit to what these skeevy people will do to get access to your children for their own sick, sadistic fantasies or fetishes. And to this guy right here. And if anybody ever looked the part, he does. Dark, skeevy, weird. This dude you see up here, his name is Braulio Luna from Oklahoma, somewhere in Oklahoma. And last August, this guy was caught up in a sting, in which is an internet sting, in which he was supposedly contacted by a fictitious woman played by the role of police for him to meet up with an 11-year-old girl for a sexual encounter. Now, this guy just recently got sentenced, and his sentence is laughable in a crime that's not funny at all. Once you look at this guy, man, and there are a lot of people like him out there, and this stuff happens every day, this human trafficking and just sexual molestation of children, not only shattering, you know, damaging their bodies, but their minds as well. There's a saying, hurt people hurt people. And there's a lot of people that have this virus in them to go out and do stuff to innocent children because they themselves have a sick fetish within themselves and don't care about nothing except satisfying that urge. People like him need to be put down immediately. And all this can be changed at the stroke of a pen. Take a look at this story, and we'll come back and talk about it.
Prison sentence for a man who tried to purchase a child sex slave online. He was living in Oklahoma and will now spend the next quarter of a century behind bars. News 4's Spencer Humphrey tells us the circumstances surrounding this arrest, and a warning, these details are disturbing.
Things that are going on right now, I mean, it blow your mind.
Major Adam Flowers with the Canadian County Sheriff's Office is talking about the disgusting, almost unfathomable world of child sex trafficking he says is happening nearly out in the open.
There are numerous websites out there that cater to this type of black market illicit activity.
He says sex traffickers and their criminal clients often connect through everyday apps like Snapchat, Tinder, even Facebook, then buy and sell people as young as infants.
They all have people that use these apps for illicit purposes. This is actually a code word that people use to advertise these, and once you are in the trade, you understand what these code words are.
Flowers says that's what Braulio Luna was doing when deputies caught him trying to buy an 11-year-old girl for sex last August.
We actually did an undercover operation. One of the ads that we put out was a mom trying to sell an 11-year-old, or a foster mom trying to sell an 11-year-old. And Mr. Luna responded to that ad and started making preparations to actually purchase an 11-year-old for a sexual encounter.
They told him he could meet up with the kid here at this Yukon motel, where he did show up with a Happy Meal in hand.
We told the suspect, Mr. Luna, that she was hungry, and he offered to get her a Happy Meal. So that shows intent on everything that he was trying to do, and gives us even more evidence.
Deputies arrested him at the motel, Luna later confessing he had at least one actual sexual encounter with a real child around the same age at some point in the past.
It's kind of like a cold case. We know they're out there, we just don't know who they are. He wasn't forthcoming with that.
Luna pleaded guilty to felony child exploitation. This month, a judge sentenced him to 25 years in prison, ordering he must serve at least 18 of those years behind bars before getting out.
We have to put a stop to it.
In El Reno, Spencer Humphrey, Oklahoma's News 4.
And Luna is a legal U.S. resident. However, he is not a U.S. citizen. He will be deported back to the country he is originally from once they determine what that is, immediately after he finishes serving his prison sentence.
All right, guys, you've seen it. Another story of a human predator preying on children. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna talk about 3 things in this video with you. First thing is this. These people, obviously they're not right in the head. They're selfish and they're sick. First thing is this. This guy answered an ad. An ad. Now this guy looked like he in his 40s or 50s. Answered an ad to where he answered an ad for somebody trying to sell a kid. Sell a kid. Could have called the cops. Could have said, hey, that's not right. No, him with his lonely, homely ass seized an opportunity to take advantage of somebody else that's not old enough, you know, to make decisions for themselves, conscious decisions as a grown-up. Now, granted, this was all a setup, but he answered the ad willfully. It's a big difference between a mistake and willful error. This guy willfully was doing that. See, I'm going to tell you something. As a man, you know, we make judgment calls before we commit any action. So before you typed on that keyboard or on that cell phone about what you wanted, you made a conscious decision to not care about a kid while taking advantage of one. He'd get the death penalty. And that brings me to my second point. This motherfucker comes to the place, brings a Happy Meal as a gesture of friendship to fuck a kid. So you was going to bring a Happy Meal while doing something that makes the person unhappy while making you happy. What should you do with these people? Justice system, third thing, ain't shit. They only do stuff because they feel as though they have to. That sentence doesn't teach him anything. We'll lock you up for 25 years. You can get out in 18. And then after that, you got to get out of our country because you were going to buy a child for a slavery type of situation for your sexual satisfaction. That's death. That's the death penalty. They can change this with the stroke of a fucking pen, but they won't. Why? Number one, well, it really didn't happen and we set them up. It's a sting. So we just want to get these type of people off the street while making profitable income off of them by being incarcerated at the hands of taxpayer dollars. It makes no sense. Jail will not fix his urges. If you like Big Macs or Happy Meals or pizza, you're going to always like it, whether it's legal or not. And this guy was going out to satisfy his cravings, even if it led to the degradation of human life, mainly a child. He spent money to go give this girl a Happy Meal that didn't exist as a gesture of thanks and appreciation. You brought a peace offering while about to commit war on her mind, body, and soul if she existed. Shoot this motherfucker right now. And everybody like him. It's stupid that this stuff is happening. Hell, he might be like that because somebody did that to him when he was younger. We got to cut this shit off at the root. Dig it up out the ground. Handle this type of person. Because he's going to go to jail and then get out. They're going to kick him out. Most likely he'll probably come back. That's not justice. It's just temporary punishment. And it ain't really punishment because he still gets to live his life and he didn't get fucked up the way he was going to fuck up the life of a child that if it existed, he was ready to go all full throttle with in an effort to empty his nutsack. It's bullshit. There's nothing crueler than being out here and targeting a child as a grown-up when you know better, but you won't do better. So something need to be done to you. I used to watch these videos where they would show these people running around on YouTube and they set up ads and then they expose people and they run behind them and chase them and bust their ass and shit like that. And I would just say to myself like, yo, these motherfuckers are stupid. Not the ones doing it, but the ones actually coming out there and trying to meet a child. I don't understand what the fascination with kids is from a sexual nature, especially when a lot of them ain't sexually mature. That's a certain sickness in the mind of a person that can't be fixed. You either a part of the problem or you part of the solution in life. You know what I mean? There is no in between. This motherfucker's part of the problem. So show him the fucking flowers and get it over with. It costs $50,000 a year to hold the inmate. He'd been locked up over a year because he got arrested last August. Where'd that $50,000 go? What pockets did that go into? Holding and housing and feeding the son of a bitch. We'll never know, but somebody profited off of this man's incarceration. And for the next 25 years, other people will benefit from it too. No matter how heinous the crime or violent the crime is, there are people out there that pocket from the goofy shit that others do. And I think that's wrong. This is why I could never be president. Because when you apply to be president, a bunch of corporations and people come up and they want to change your reform and they want to give you political donations and stuff in exchange for favors. And a lot of it has to do, a lot of times, with protecting this type of person. Because I'm going to tell you something. Just think about this. Just saying, hey, everybody that does violent crimes, we're going to get them out of here. Everybody, you know how many thousands of people, degenerate bastards in this country would have to go? Do you know how much money people would lose in privatized prisons and stuff like that for not holding them? You know how much funding they would lose? This is why they will never get rid of this shit. And that's fucked up. Because you choose profit over people in a country that's consistently growing. And we get brainwashed in them saying, hey, we want to make America great. We want to do this. We want to make this. This is the greatest country. Stop that bullshit. Stop it right now. Everybody's talking about, oh, we got to deal with immigration and all of this stuff. I agree. But we have problems in this country before we go out there and sniff other countries' asses, telling them what they can and can't do. And we're showing we're willing to kill to prove our point. But in our country, we do nothing. We lead our regular citizens like they're sheep, with ebbs and flows of crimes and punishments and things like that, where there's so much crime going on, you can't even get a chance to contemplate on the horror of one thing before something else comes and picks it up. And they use fear and, greed as motivating factors to guide people like sheep in this country. And it's sad. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.